My dear students, good morning. My name is Basavaraj Paute, lecturer, Automobile Department, Maratha Mandal Polytechnic, Belagavi. So now I welcome all students for this session number 47. For me, subject allotted is Automobile Transmission and Control System. It is third semester subject. Subject code is 15AT32T. So in this unit 6 is allotted. In the unit 6, session 47, I am going to take. So session 47 content is double wishbone suspension system, trailing link suspension system, and multiple choice questions. So first we'll see double wishbone suspension system. So initially we'll have the diagram, sketch it is. So in the sketch, the main parts are, so as usual, this is a wheel, kingpin, here it is, upper wishbone arm, here to here. This is lower wishbone arm, here to here. So it has got shock absorber, here it is at the center, and also it has coil spring. These are the main parts of the double wishbone suspension system. And then one more part is, this is a frame, it is called as, okay. So frame member, also it is called as this part. So now in the construction, we'll see one by one. So it consists upper wishbone arm. So it consists upper wishbone arm. Here to here it is the upper wishbone arm. And lower wishbone arm. Here it is a lower wishbone arm. And pivoted to frame member. Here we can see it is a pivoted to frame member. So lower wishbone arm and then upper wishbone arm pivoted to frame members. And now we'll go for the next construction, shock absorber and coil spring placed between. So what is the here? Shock absorber and coil spring placed between lower wishbone arm and bottom of frame member. Here you can see it. So this is a frame member and then this is a lower wishbone arm. So the meaning is the shock absorber and coil spring placed between lower wishbone arm and bottom of frame. So this is a lower wishbone arm and then bottom of the frame is frame member. So next one is kingpin and stub axle. So this is your kingpin and here to here it is a stub axle. Kingpin and stub axle connected to upper wishbone arm and lower wishbone arm. So kingpin and stub axle. So it is connected to upper wishbone arm and then lower wishbone arm. So for this stub axle, road wheel is attached. For this stub axle, road wheel attached. Very simple. So now we'll go for the next one, working. So when road wheel come on speed breaker, so what happens? Wheel move up along with coil spring shock absorber. So we'll go to the earlier slide. So here we can see when wheel move above the speed breaker. So lower wishbone arm, shock absorber, coil spring, and then upper wishbone arm will move up. Okay. So here you can see wheel move up along with coil spring, shock absorber, upper wishbone arm, and lower wishbone arm. So what happens? It compress coil spring and shock absorber. So here we can see it compress coil spring and shock absorber. So next is when rod wheel go inside pothole, then what happens? Wheel move down along with coil spring. So in the diagram you can see wheel move down along with coil spring, shock absorber, lower wishbone arm and upper wishbone arm. All will move downward. So will lower wishbone arm. So what is the meaning is when rod will go inside the pothole, wheel move down along with coil spring, shock absorber, upper wishbone arm and lower wishbone arm. So what it will make? So it expand coil spring and shock absorber. So in the sketch you can see here. So it expand coil spring, it expand and shock absorber also it expand. That is the overall meaning. So here we can go once again. Very simple it is. Here our content is double wishbone suspension system. So in the session 47, so what is required is, so double wishbone arm system, double wishbone suspension system is there. So it is having the small sketch. So it has the main parts. So kingpin, upper wishbone arm, shock absorber, spring, lower wishbone arm, and then stub axle wheel it is. So just I will repeat. It consists upper wishbone arm, lower wishbone arm, and then pivoted to frame member. Here it is. Okay. Shock absorber and coil spring. Here it is placed between lower wishbone arm and bottom part of the frame. Here it is a bottom part of the frame. So next one is kingpin. So here it is a kingpin and stub axle connected to upper wishbone arm. Here it is connected to upper wishbone arm and lower wishbone arm. For this stub axle, your rod wheel is attached. So that is a simple construction and working. When rod wheel come on speed breaker, very simple, wheel move up along with coil spring, shock absorber, upper wishbone arm and lower wishbone arm. It compress coil spring and shock absorber. So when rod wheel go inside pothole, wheel move along down along with the coil spring, shock absorber, upper wishbone arm and lower wishbone arm. So in the diagram already we told you, whenever it is going up, wheel move going up. So all lower wishbone, upper wishbone, coil spring, shock absorber, all will move up. This compress the coil spring and shock absorber. And when wheel go down, so lower wishbone arm also go down, so upper also go down, wheel also go down, so that coil spring and shock absorber will get expand. So that is the main. So it expand coil spring and shock absorber. Very simple construction and working. So next we'll go for trailing link suspension system. So that is the new one. Trailing link suspension system. So in this, we can have the again a simple sketch is here. So this is the frame side member, and then here it is called as a arm for brake torque. It is hole for kingpin here. So this is a trailing link. Here we can see horizontal coil spring. Here it is, and then this is a multiple shock absorber, multi-plate shock absorber. So in the construction, it is very simple. It has frame side member. So you can see here frame side member, horizontal coil spring. Here it is a horizontal coil spring, trailing link. This is a trailing link, and hole for kingpin. Here it is a hole for kingpin. Next is horizontal coil spring attached to trailing link. This horizontal coil spring attached to trailing link. Now trailing link attached to this trailing link attached to shaft carrying wheel hub. Here it is through kingpin and stub axle. Hole for a kingpin and stub axle. So that is a very simple. Now you can see the working here. when road wheel move up and down, it wind and unwind spring. So here it is, the wheel is connected. Whenever road wheel move up and down, so the spring inside this, okay, so it wind and unwind. So that is the basic working it is. It does not normally maintain field track constantly. So it has limited use in actual practice. So nowadays, so very little vehicles, very small, very less use in the vehicles. It is the because of the field track constantly it will not maintain. That is the problem with this system. So again, for the syllabus, as usual, what is our syllabus is trailing link suspension system. So in the construction, we have to see that this is a small diagram having the horizontal coil spring, frame side member, pole for kingpin, and trailing link. These are the important parts. So in the construction, it has frame side member here it is, horizontal coil spring is here, trailing link, pole for kingpin. So these are the four important parts. Horizontal coil spring attached to the trailing link. Here it is a attached. Okay. So trailing link attached to shaft carrying wheel hub. So this trailing link attached to shaft carrying wheel hub through the kingpin and stub axle. Here it is. So very simple working. When road wheel move up, okay. So whenever road wheel is moving up and down, it wind and unwind. Whenever it is moving up, wind and unwind the spring. Okay. So that is the simple construction and working of the trailing link suspension system. So now we'll see multiple choice questions it is related with this double wishbone and then trailing link suspension system. So already we have studied the both double wishbone and then trailing link suspension. So in that first question is, in a double wishbone suspension system, upper wishbone arm and lower wishbone arm pivoted to. The options are frame member, axle, shaft, and none of the above. So what is the answer is frame member. Why it is in a double wishbone suspension system, upper wishbone arm and lower wishbone arm pivoted to frame member. That is the earlier we have studied. So now answer is A, frame member. So next one is question number 2. Two stub axle dash attached. So for the stub axle normally what attached? It's a wheel. Wheel attached. So normally that is the answer. Two stub axle wheel attached. That is the second one. So options are shaft is there, wheel is there, tire is there, none of is there. But normally wheel is will be attached. So next third question. In double wishbone system, suspension system, when wheel move down, it expand coil spring and. So what is the options are? Shock absorber, so leaf spring, air spring, none of the above. So normally what is the answer? So as we know, so in the double wishbone system, coil spring and shock absorber are the attached to the same bottom part of the frame and upper part of the your lower wishbone. So normally what is the when it goes down, it expanded two parts. One is coil spring and then second one is shock absorber. So along with the coil spring, shock absorber is get the expanding. So that is the meaning. So now go for the fourth one. In trailing link suspension system, horizontal coil spring attached to. So options are frame side member, frame cross member, Next is trailing link and none of the above. So fourth one, normally it is. So in a trailing link suspension system, horizontal coil spring attached to. So normally it is to the trailing link. So that is the answer. So C is the answer, that is called as trailing link. So in the fifth one, in a trailing link suspension system, when rod will move up and down, it dash and unwind spring. So the options are wind, expand, compress, none of the above. So normally what happens? In a trailing link suspension system, rod will move up and down, it wind and unwind. So normally what is the answer is now? Answer is A. So this is the right answer. So like this, we are going for the multiple choice questions in the first in the session 47. So this, whatever we are studying, so this also makes the answers for our regular theory detailed question answers. It is for 5-mark question, for 10-mark questions. So construction and working. So normally what we will see, construction working of the double wishbone suspension system. So or construction working of the trailing link suspension system. So both answers will be answered in this our presentation and along with the study material. So all the students, you can go through presentation, study material, and also our assessment that is called as multiple choice questions. So with this, I will end this session. Okay.